Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here, Autoimmune Answers. And, years ago, I was reading a book by Richard Bandler. He's the guy that developed NLP. I never studied it, but I did enjoy a couple of his books. And some of my teachers studied that. But he was a guy that I believe he's a doctor or psychiatrist or psychologist or something like that. Psychologist, I believe. But regardless, he had a reputation back when he was many years ago, and all sorts of doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, people dealing with the very severe depressions and anxieties, the crazy psychoses and all sorts of stuff like that. A lot of them sent their most difficult cases to Dr. Bandler, and it was because he had a reputation for helping people with really severe things. And so he was talking about this in one of his books, how there was this one guy that was so severely depressed. I mean, clinically severely depressed, the kind of stuff where, it might not end very well, right? And so they sent him to Richard Bandler. And as he was saying this in his book, he said, I don't know exactly how he said it, but basically he just sat there with the guy. And he didn't say anything, and he didn't do anything, and he just sat there. And the guy sat there, and then he sat there a little longer, and then a little longer, and then he started to get kind of funny feeling, and he got squirmy, and he was looking at Richard Bandler like, "What are you doing?" And then finally he blurted out, "You can't just make me happy because you're happy." And Richard Bandler's little smile went up, and he's like, And so, and that's what he was doing. One of my, he was being happy. He was being happy. And the guy was feeling so different than his usual way of being. He couldn't even have a reference for it. He was like, what is this really weird feeling I'm feeling? And he started to put it together, and he realized, oh my God, this guy is like uncontrollably out of his mind happy. And he was affecting this clinically depressed guy. And that's how he solved it out for him, by just being happy. Isn't that wild? And we've all had experiences like that, right? Like, you're just around somebody that's out of control happy, and it's just like feels so amazing. Or, if you're a guy and you walk into a cafe and there's a group of women that are just laughing and having a good time and so happy, you're kind of attracted to that. And little kids that are just like out of control happy, you just feel good around them. Now, the opposite can be true, of course. You walk in really happy and in a great mood, and everybody in the meeting is like really, really, really depressed and just like apathetic. And it's like it could just bring you right down just by being in the room. And so how to be happy, and without a lot of meditating or thinking about it all the time or worrying about it. One of my benefits, one of the things that's so good about what I do for myself is my job is to be happy. In fact, Jen told me years ago when we were having such a hard time, she said, "Man, you have got to get happy," because life had gone so weird and bad and not good, and my family and money and just, oh my God. I just was so frustrated. And she told me, "You have got to get happy because this is not working." And so I learned a lot of stuff, a lot of healers, a lot of coaches, people really, really dialed it in for me. And I got to realize I've got to be happy first. Now, what do you do? How do you do that? How does that happen? And so part of it is, it's really cool, to make a decision to be happy. That's key. You got to start there. You can decide to control your emotions and really look inside. And there's lots of ways that I can help you with that. And you can see all my other videos and all the other links I have for you. Lots of ways to do this. Some very specific key ways to do it. But there's another piece. And the piece is, it's good to have a plan. It's good to have a plan, so that you don't have to worry. So what you might want to do is just start to brainstorm. And it's like, if it's about money, brainstorm and write down, like, what's your plan? let's get a plan. Let's figure out what to do, and don't limit it. Don't put a filter on it. Just get it out on paper, everything you could possibly do. What can you do to make the world better, to add some value, to create some opportunities, to make some money? What can you do to get your health back, or your spouse liking you again, or your kids, or, you know, what's your plan? What's your plan? And then once you get it, you can then put your mind at ease, right? Because then it's like, okay, I've got a plan. I got a plan. And then the other part, of course, is to work the plan. You got to actually work the plan. You got to do it. And now there's some stuff that can come up, of course. You end up just checking Facebook, or just doing your laundry, or just getting on the phone and chit-chatting, or checking your Twitter, or whatever else you do, taking a nap, drinking a few too many glasses of wine at night, and putting your mind out of it, or Netflix binging. So some stuff can happen to kind of like sidetrack you, the procrastination, or it might be some sort of project and you just keep working on it because it's not perfect enough yet. And so perfectionism or procrastination can get in the way. And so there's ways to clear that. That's the deep inner stuff. Like, why are you doing the sabotage stuff? So what you might want to do is figure out who can help you. You know, if it's me, call me up, email me or something. If it's another healer or coach or a book or training, or, you know, you can study and get some coaching or some healing. And but the key is not just to be in getting healing coaching mode. The key is to, and then put it into place and actually implement it, actually do it, right? So that's what I've noticed today is one of my biggest jobs, and it's so awesome because this is my job, is to be happy. That's what I get to do for work. It's really cool. Now there's times when it's like you start to worry, you know, even me, about stuff. We're getting ready to move and we don't know where we're going to live, and the market's not, it's like such that there's some difficulty out there finding a rental while we look for our place to buy, or if we buy, or where we go. What we do, there's a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of stuff can come up, but ultimately it's like connecting in and being happy again. And there's so many ways to do that, very specific ways to do that. And then to get your plan, and then to actually decide to do the plan, and to notice when you've got blocks to doing the plan. When the deep inner game comes up, they can show up as procrastination, fear, perfectionism, just not getting it done. So if you want some help with that, let me know, and I can hopefully point you in directions that might be useful for you. All right. So I got so excited today because I realized there's some more stuff that Jen and I are going to be doing. A whole plan just totally flooded in of how we're going to get Jen's information out to the world. So much good information. So that's part of what we're up to, and we're up to moving. We have to be out of this place by less than 4 weeks now. So it's moving very fast, and we'll be in Bellingham by the trails there soon, and we'll let this place go. So wherever you are and whatever you're up to, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you're happy, or if there's some something that could make you happier, or how you could get happier, and what your plan is. What your plan is. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, and years ago, I heard this from somebody else that said this, and I thought, oh, that's how I work too. Somebody a lot of times says, Ralph, what's your plan? And I, so I'm like, I don't have a plan. I've got Jen. Jen's got the plan. So if you're lucky enough to have a great spouse that can all spreadsheet it all out, that's pretty good. So I get to play, I get to be happy, I get to help people, and do a lot of the plan. But Jen has the plan for us. All right, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope everything is well. And let's get out there and live. Let's really live. Bye now.